up and get your joy up. Embrace this brand new day. Let light and love fill you up. Catch your morning cup of Jubilee. So much goodness waiting, so much overflow. All this anticipation. Morning cup of Jubilee. Faith, love, and joy equation. Feeding your soul, you're amazing. Daily you're celebrating. Morning cup of Jubilee.
Good morning. You have tuned in to Morning Cup of Jubilee with yours truly, your host, me, Jubilee. Thank you for tuning in. Today's episode is entitled Setback, From Setback to Set Up. But before we get into that, I hope that you have your cups, your mugs, your tumblers. Y'all want some Morning Cup of Jubilee merch? Y'all got to let me know in the comments. All right, but this is today's play of the day. And hold on, let me make sure I set it up for y'all. Hold on. And we'll be right back.
Never thought I'd fall in love the way I felt for you. Feels even better knowing it's mutual. We've been there, done that. Now we're on track for the greatest love story ever told. Was this feeling in my chest? Ooh, it's hard to breathe. Palpitating, so much sweat. I'm out of body. I can no longer suppress what is happening. I'm falling for you hard. I'm not running. Put your arms around me. I don't see nobody else but you. Thank God that you found me. I'm falling. Ooh, I want it. Oh, oh, oh. Never thought I'd fall in love the way I felt for you. Feels even better knowing it's mutual. We've been there, done that. Now we're on track for the greatest love story ever.
All right, I hope that you enjoyed today's play of the day. That was Marlene Victoria, The Greatest Love Story. Go ahead and stream it, download it. The link is in today's description. All right, now, before we get into today's sip of inspiration, let me shout out the person who today's episode is dedicated to. This show is dedicated to my brother, none other than True Osborne. And let me tell you why. This is I call him my spirit birthday twin. You know, we born on the same day. Can you believe it? Imagine what my sister has to deal with, with this. But anyhow, we both born on September 15th. But True, your wisdom, safety, and prophetic voice have helped to recalibrate my spirit more times than I can count. Thank you for being a constant source of strength and divine perspective. And like my homie, it's just great when you have people who can get you, who get you. So shout out to you, True Osborne. I pray that you have a blessed day and that all the things that you pour into others, that God will pour it into you 1,000-fold. And now it's time for today's sip of inspiration. But I went and I told y'all to get y'all mugs and y'all tumblers. And guess what I forgot? But that's fine. So y'all take a sip for me. Well, what are you drinking? A latte? You drinking matcha? You drinking juice, like natural carrot, orange, apple, and ginger juice? Like, what's going on here? And y'all got to tell me if you want merch. All right, let's get into today's sip of inspiration. So now it's time for today's sip of inspiration. Okay. Setback. From setback to set up. So I want to talk about how life be lifing and things happen and your flow is interrupted. Right? And sometimes we get on ourselves so bad. We beat ourselves up because something has to stop that we were really committed to. And I'm here to tell you that that was a setback, and we can acknowledge that, but it's really setting you up to be able to start again. You can start again. All right, so I got 3 points, and then I'm gonna get out of your way like a good little Wednesday morning preacher, huh? I didn't come to preach, but I will. All right, so first, I wanna say you're not starting over, you're starting again. And I wanna make the distinction because oftentimes it's like, oh man, I gotta start from scratch. And it's like, no, it's not the same. Starting again is not the same as starting over, right? Starting again means you're continuing a process, right? You're continuing a process. You started it before, but this time when you start, you have more wisdom, you have more insight, right? You have more knowledge about the subject. You might even have more confidence around whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? So you're not starting back at zero, okay? You're moving forward with wisdom. You're moving forward with clarity. You're moving forward with renewed intention. And that is okay. It's okay to start again, right? The second thing I want to say is please resist comparison. Resist the urge to look at where other people are, where they started, and where they are now. And especially resist the urge to be like, well, I'm nowhere close to that. Well, I can't do all that. Right. Well, they ain't got no kids. I got kids. Well, they got 4 jobs. And I'm still looking for one. And resist the urge to compare. Right. We are all living our individual journeys. Right. And so you can be inspired by others. That's good. But stay rooted in your own unique path. Right. That's important. And then the last tip, I told you I was here for a good time, not a long time. Commit and take a step towards whatever you're starting again on. Okay. So after you rest, after you get your reflection in there and some redirection, make a small step forward. You can take a leap too. Leaps are great, right? Just leap on over it. We love it. We love a leap, right? And we also love small steps because small steps are how every journey begins, okay? And so add some discipline in there, daily commitment in there, and build momentum towards what you're working towards, okay? And then a story from my own, personal life is that y'all know last year I was diagnosed for the second time with breast cancer. Of course, that came out of left field. I was working on some things and those things had to stop, right? I had plans to go back in the studio. I'm thinking about an album, right? I'm thinking about these creative things that I want to do, right? I had even started working out. I had a whole walking regimen. I made it up to 6 miles, right? But then towards the end of the year last year, before I got my diagnosis, right? Like around late November, December, I just felt led to be in my prayer closet. I just felt led to kind of pull in some, not knowing that February would bring me a diagnosis, another cancer diagnosis, right? And so during that season, which was 2024, I pulled in. I needed to focus on healing. I needed to focus on wellness. And not to say that, focusing on these things is just connected to, when you're ill, right? That's always a focus of mine. But my approach and how I journeyed through that time, needed to change. It needed to be adjusted for where I was. So I pulled in. I wasn't posting. I think I posted like 4 times last year, right? And now I even see my use of social media different than I did before, right? But when I entered into the diagnosis, right, of being told that I had breast cancer for the second time after being cancer-free 16 years, right, I adopted an approach that was going to help me to focus on staying calm, combating anxiety and fear and all the things that come to say, hey, you may not make it out of this one like you did the last one, right? And by the grace of God, I'm still here, right? But I say all that to say that I pulled in, to my prayer closet. I connected even more deeply to my family. I allowed myself to be cared for. And that was the moment in time. And I remember the Lord reminding me that when I became cancer-free again, right, not to apply old ways, right, to this new place, right? So now I'm cancer-free. I pulled in. I wasn't posting much. I even wasn't sure how I wanted to re-enter the space. I took a long time, to re-enter and to start going back on social media a little bit more consistently and all of that, right? And that's my right to do that. And it's your right to do that too, to figure out how you want to re-enter a situation when it's time for you to start again, right? But the point is that I got to a place where I started again, right? I'm not looking at the fact that, oh my God, there's so many things that I just didn't do in 2024 because I was, battling cancer and all. No, now it's 2025. And now I have the option to identify what I'm going to do now. What am I going to do with my next? And that's all good. And so here we are, right? Here we are starting again, right? And I'm not just talking about presence on social media. I'm talking about how you show up for yourself in life and that you can start again. Yes, we experience setbacks. We experience things that come from left field that are discouraging, that are devastating, right? And we have a choice with whether or not we go back, pick up whatever we had to put down, pick up whatever we dropped, pick up whatever we stopped, and start again. Because now we've got more that we're working with. And it may not feel like it and it may not look at it, but if you take a long look in the mirror and if you have a good conversation with yourself, you'll see that you're not the same. You'll see that you have evolved, that you have grown, right? That you got a new perspective, a renewed faith, right? So take those things that you got during the journey, right? During the process and start again, right? So that is today's sip of inspiration. I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm on here every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. I want you to share this live, with someone. If it encouraged you, please share it. There are links in the description. I need y'all to run up my music, run up the music for the person that was in the play of the day. I'm going to make a playlist. Shout out to Sonja. I'm going to make a playlist. It's coming. It's coming. A special Morning Cup of Jubilee playlist, right? But please support. And if you need prayer, let me know, because I do pray for people. You can drop it in the chat, or you can private chat me on Facebook, on Instagram. YouTube don't got a private chat. I'm not surprised, right? But anyhow, I have a new book out called 10 Affirmations for Tough Times. 10 Affirmations for Tough Times. The link is in the description. It's affirmations. If you don't know what to say, to speak over yourself, to speak over your life, to speak over your children, to speak over your finances every morning, the book is a tool to help you say positive, godly things over yourself every single day. So you can check that out. My music's in there. My link for Instagram, at me at it's Jubilee _ ITS JUBILEE _ on Instagram. All right. And I hope that you tune in every Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. All right. Have an amazing day. Now, if I could just remember how to do this outro, that would be great. Y'all think? Let's see.